Hello.
I scouted ahead. That campsite is crawling with the mercenaries that attacked me. Seems like they're searching or waiting for something. But that got me thinking. Why would those mercenaries be after both me and Raynilla?
I thought you said Raynilla was the one sending mercenaries after you.
I thought about that on the way over, too. If Raynilla could afford to hire mercenaries, she wouldn't be desperate for Deredrian's help like she was in that note we found, right? Something else is going on here.
What should we do?
That campsite is the only lead we have on finding Raynilla. If we can get there, maybe we can find something to keep us on her trail. I'm not used to looking out for others. Can you handle yourself if we run into trouble?
No. Help. Oh wow. This is gonna hurt. Well, I was told him to. Okay, yeah, small issue. I don't actually have any skills on the frustration. Oh, wait. There we go, for shock. Yay! Alright. Uh. Ah. Okay, it's gone. Oh. Thanks! Like I wasn't doing something here. Like, I'm not leveling. Okay, great. Okay, it is gonna be a little crowded tonight. It's a
Wait.
list.
Those lanterns. This is Raynilla's signal? I think I've seen it before. Look, someone left a trail. Crouch down and you'll see it.
Fine. All I see is two things. Oh, here we go. And a bunch of mushrooms. Okay, why are the mushrooms like I don't know why they're lit up. That's weird. Okay, that's a note.
Well, if Deredrian came here to help Raynilla, it doesn't seem like she did a very good job. And no other sign of Raynilla or the one she was traveling with. What are those notes? What did you find out?
Drayden betrayed Renella. She sold her out to the Reformer and led mercenaries to the campsite.
Right. She threw in with the Reformer, who told her to prioritize my capture over Raynilla's? What? And he's the one who hired me, without knowing it? This is the last time I ever find work through a job broker.
And you really don't know what you're hired to take back from Renella?
No, but we can piece it together. The fence moving specialty items, the two lantern signal, the list of operatives, this person called Dim who the Reformer wants back alive. Raynella isn't traveling alone with some trinket. She's freeing a slave.
Then why is the reformer after you too?
I don't want to think about that right now.
Mm.
This can't be all there is. There has to be someone who can give us answers. There was another name I saw, Mevi, in Ald Isra, right? That's not far. If we can find her, maybe she could tell us more.
Alright, let's find Mevi in Ad Israel.
I'll meet you there. I just need a minute. See that? 2 lanterns. That's got to be Mevi.
Oh. It's the 2 lanterns.
Sharp as night. By Azura, after all these years, is it really you?
I was afraid you'd say something like that.
I don't know you, and I've never met Sharp. But the way my Raynilla spoke of him, I'd recognize him anywhere. Are you one of her connections? Have you been watching over him all this time? Did he finally remember Raynilla?
I'm helping Sharp. But we only just met. He remembers nothing of his life before a few years ago.
The Reformer uses experimental magic on his slaves.
Oh.
Raynilla didn't understand the process, and when she excised it from Sharp to free him, it tore something from him.
Oh.
His memories, she thought. Raynilla never forgave herself for what happened.
Where's Raynilla now? We have reason to believe she's in danger.
She put herself on assignment. She's freeing another from the Reformer.
Oh.
I haven't heard from her, but that's how these things often go. Forgive me, it's only just occurred to me, but if Sharp has no memories of Raynilla, how did you find me?
Draydrin betrayed Raynilla to work for the Reformer. We found these notes on his mercenaries.
What? Directrian? No, Raynilla needed her help to find the smugglers' tunnels in Gorn. She'd arranged for a boat to take them to safety. If it's just the 2 of them in those tunnels, I need to get to her. Please, can you help?
We can head to Gorn and find Raynilla.
You 2 go on ahead. I need to gather Raynilla's research and prepare to travel light for a while. We always knew this day might come. Thankfully, we always tried to remain ready for just such an occasion.
Alright, Sharp and I have some questions for you first.
I can spare a moment to tell you what I know, but after, we really should get moving to Gorn.
Who's Raynilla to you?
She is my wife.
Oh.
Sharp is the reason we met, actually. She needed forged documents for his new identity. I'd never done anything like that before, but she convinced me.
Oh.
Pity he didn't get to use the forgeries. But some good came of it, at least.
Is it true she used to work for the Reformer?
It is. She told me he had ambitious ideals that challenged the traditions of House Telvanni. But when she witnessed the cost of those ideals firsthand, she had a change of heart. Breaking ties wasn't enough. She started freeing his slaves.
Do you still help Raynilla with her operation?
When she lets me. I'm skilled in forgeries and logistics, but I've never done field work, not like her. It's dangerous work and, well, she's always been very protective of me.
So she works alone?
She has an informal web of operatives across Tamriel focused on freeing slaves. She relies heavily on favors and appealing to people's better nature. It's a struggle, to be sure. I think Raynilla takes on a lot more than she can bear.
What can you tell us about this Reformer?
He's a rich and powerful Telvanni magister who hides behind his moniker and keeps the particulars of his research close to his chest. He practices horrible experiments on his slaves. Somehow, he thinks his work is going to end slavery in Tamriel.
How would he do that?
Raynilla says he uses some experimental metal to create a sort of link between him and his subjects. I've blocked out most of the details, but I do know that Sharp was the Reformer's favorite.
Oh, that explains why he's so desperate to capture Sharp again.
Sharp's resistance was captivating. It was as if perfecting that link and conquering Sharp's will was his greatest trial.
And severing that link was why Sharp lost his memories?
Precisely. After that happened to Sharp, Raynilla studied the vile process and learned how to safely deattune those freed after him.
Oh.
She'll be thrilled to see him again. I just know it. She might even know how to restore his memories.
What more can you tell us about Sharp's past?
Raynilla can tell you more when we find her. The way she speaks of him, it's like she's worrying after an old friend.
Oh,
She liked to imagine that he ended up living a peaceful life as a fisherman somewhere.
when did Rhaenyra lose track of Sharp exactly?
He was feral when she excised him from the Reformers' control. She had no choice but to subdue him.
Oh,
She delivered him to Deredrian at an old safe site in Valenwood. He was supposed to go to Black Marsh from there, but things didn't go as planned.
what happened?
Deredrian put a hand on Sharp to shake him
Oh.
awake, and he nearly clawed her face off. She said she barely escaped with her life. I can't blame Sharp, and Raynilla felt the same. He must have reacted in fear, that's all.
Probably. So did Drayden keep helping Rhaenyra after that?
No. Deredrian was furious. Raynilla didn't know such a thing would happen, but that didn't seem to matter to Deredrian. She had complained that Raynilla wasn't paying her enough anyway. I'm just sad it ended this way for her. Sharp, Raynilla would say that you're under no obligation to help, but please.
I'm on my way. Where are the smugglers' tunnels you mentioned?
I think there's a secret entrance in the southwest tunnels. I'll follow shortly. Please, hurry.